Good morning, Shweta. Today we are going to see the second portion of our 8th chapter. Okay, what is the estimation and the testing of hypothesis? So, what is estimation? Estimation means what? A rough idea about a thing. Okay, like if you want to say, I want to buy a dress for this Diwali. Okay, so what they will be asking, what is your budget? What is the budget means what? How much amount I can spend. Then when you go to the shop, there without looking at the price tag, you will say, okay, I can take this dress, and it should, the estimate of this, all the dresses should be somewhere between my or less than my budget. Okay, so that is where we are going to talk about this estimation. Okay, so in this estimate, we are going to talk about two things. One is a point estimate or an interval estimate. Point estimate means exactly at that point. That will be my estimation. Okay, so like example is the 55 is the mean mark. In the case of the marks obtained by the students. Okay, by the sample of 5 students. Okay, in a class of 100. Okay, so the class strength is 100. My sample strength is 5. So out of 5, my mean mark is 55. Okay, so it is exactly 55. Similarly, the weight, all this average, all this are very exactly on that particular point. So this is called point estimation. Now, when we come for the interval estimation, we know, is it not? We have to have a interval within the limits. We will be having our estimate. Okay, so what are the limits? The limits, you should know the confidence interval. What is this confidence interval? That is, we are going to take a sample. Okay, so in the sample, we are going to check the probability. Okay, so how are we going to check the probability? We will be checking with the level of significance. We shall have a level of significance which is 1% or 5%. Accordingly, we will be checking. So how are we going to check? It is, the probability will be like this. So x bar is mean minus z. We already know what is this. This is the standard variate. Alpha by 2 into sigma by root n. The standard error. Is it not? We calculated the standard error in the first exercise. Less than or equal to mu, which is less than or equal to, this is the plus. The same formula which is in the plus. Okay. With this, we will be handling this table. You should know the table. Okay. The table you should know is the values. How are we going to learn the values? First is for 1%, 2%, 5% and 10%. These are all the level of significance. Okay. So for 1%, the level of significance, this is in the mod. So mod means it will be considered only positive. Okay. So this is for all two-tailed tests. Now when it is for a right tail or a left tail, this variations will be there. Okay, so what we are going to do is, first we will consider only for a two-tailed test. You remember this values. So mod for z for 1% is 2.58, for 2% is 2.33, for 5% is 1.96 and 10% is 1.645. This 1.96 you remember, that will be useful many places. Okay, so coming to this example, if I explain with this example, you will understand what is this estimate, interval estimation is all about. The machine is producing a component with a standard deviation of 1.6 centimeter. Okay, now the random sample, okay, I am taking 64 components. Okay, and the sample has a mean length of 90 centimeter. Okay, the customer will reject if it is less than 88 centimeter or 92 centimeter. Okay, so 95% confidence interval is taken. That means my level of significance is alpha, that will become 5%. Okay, 95%, that is 95% confidence interval. So that 5% I can let it go. So that is why it is called level of significance. So let mu be the mean length of the components in the population, total population. And the mean length here, x bar is as 90. Because it is within the sample. So the sample mean length x bar will be 90. Okay. So then the standard deviation sigma is equal to 1.6. Okay. Now standard alpha by 2, that is z alpha by 2 is 1.96. Why? My 95% confidence level is equal to z 5%, that is 1.96. Then my x bar equal to 90. and my n equal to 64. My standard error, I can calculate sigma by root n, which is equal to 0.2. Now when I calculate this new mu, which is the mean length of the whole population, it is coming between 89.61 and 90.39. Okay, with these two values, I am going to check what will the customer reject. The customer will reject when if it is less than 88. So my value here is 89.61, 88. So this is greater than this 88. So the customer will accept. Whereas he will always reject if it is more than 92. Now again my mu value is less than 92 only. So the customer will accept. So that is why the probability of the population mean length will fall within this interval at 95% significance. So we conclude that 95% confidence level will ensure the acceptance of the component by the customer. Okay. Now with this topic is enough for this example. Okay, with this example I will conclude this topic. Now we can go ahead with the next topic, which is called hypothesis testing. Okay, you can go through these two examples, 8.12 and 8.13. Okay, based on these examples we don't have much sums in the exercise. We have examples based only on the hypothesis testing. What is this hypothesis testing? What do you mean by hypothesis? Hypothesis means what? Okay, somebody is telling about something. Okay, like it will happen like this only. Okay, the 13th Friday, if the 13th day of the month, 13th date is on Friday, they will say it is not a good sign. Okay, so those things are like hypothesis. Hypothesis means we have to prove that. We have to prove that. Unless it is proved, we will not accept it. So hypothesis is just like a statement. Okay, so we have to take decisions, is it not? So depending upon this hypothesis, we have to take some decisions. So hypothesis testing, we are going to test the hypothesis. Okay, like a statement, like the sun rises in the east. This is a statement, or I can say it is a hypothesis. Now I am going to test whether the sun is rising in the east only. Like that. Okay, so we are going to do the testing of hypothesis, which was created by Mr. J. Neyman and E.S. Pearson. Okay, how are we going to do this? We are going to have two hypotheses. One is the null hypothesis and one is the alternate hypothesis. Null hypothesis means the hypothesis which is tested for possible rejection. Okay, it is going to be possibly rejected under the assumption it is true. Okay, that is we are going to take the statement as it is, or we are assuming that it is true. Okay, so if the population of the specified mu naught, then our H naught, according to a null hypothesis, H naught, hypothesis is H naught. So naught stands for null. So null hypothesis means mu is equal to mu naught. We are not going to reject, we are going to assume it as it is. Alternate hypothesis. What if my null hypothesis is rejected? What I am going to do this? So this is the next one. It is complementary to the null hypothesis. Complementary means if this is rejected, I will be accepting the alternate hypothesis. If null hypothesis is accepted, I am going to reject the alternate hypothesis. So they both are complementary to each other. So my H1 is alternate hypothesis. We will say mu is not equal to mu naught. Okay, so this is what it is, the complementary of these two. Okay, how I am going to do the testing procedure? Okay, first is the steps which we are going to follow. First is we have to set up a null hypothesis, which is H naught. Okay, then alternate hypothesis, which will be obviously opposite to the other. Okay, then we are having a level of significance. We are going to select the appropriate level of significance, and then we are going to find the test statistic. What is this called? Test statistic. So test statistic is nothing but Z. Z is equal to T minus E of T. This we will see in the problems, how we are going to calculate. Now we calculate the Z. Then after this test, we are going to check the mod value of Z with our significant value. If it is less, if this is less, I am going to say null hypothesis is accepted. When Z mod Z is less than Z alpha, I will say null hypothesis accepted. When mod Z is greater than Z alpha, I will say null hypothesis is rejected. Okay, null hypothesis is rejected when in this case. If it is in this case, my null hypothesis is accepted. Null hypothesis is accepted. Okay, so how are we going to calculate this Z? Z is nothing but x bar minus bu by sigma by root n. This is what the Z normal variate we have already learned, this formula. Z is equal to this. So with this formula, we can go ahead with the exercises. But before that, I will take you through this 2 examples. Then you will be clear how to calculate the problem. Okay, an auto company. Okay, auto company, it can be a car. Okay, you consider that as a car. Decided to introduce a new 6-cylinder car. Okay, whose mean petrol consumption is claimed to be lower than that of the existing auto engine. It will happen. Okay, whenever they introduce a new model or a new design, okay, the petrol consumption is very, very important regarding the automobiles. So they are saying that the mean petrol consumption for 50 cars was 10 km per liter. Okay, standard deviation is 3.5 km per liter. Test at 5% level of significance. They are giving the level of significance 5%. Whether the claim of the new car petrol consumption is 9.5 or acceptable. Okay. Now, what is this? Sample size is n equal to 50. Okay. Now coming to the sample mean. What is that? Out of the 50 cars, the mean petrol consumption is 10 km per liter. So x bar is equal to 10 km. Standard deviation they have given 3.5 km. Then they are saying the test of the significance level is 5%. The new car petrol consumption is 9.5. So the population mu is equal to 9.5. New car consumption, which is what we want to accept or reject. So what we are going to say? We are going to apply the Z test. We are going to apply the Z test because the sample is very large. So what is the first null hypothesis? We say mu is equal to 9.5. That is my null hypothesis. Okay. Then what will be my alternate? Alternate is complement to my null. So my H1 is mu not equal to 9.5. Okay, these two are the first 2 steps. Now what is my level of significance? 5%, which is equal to 0.05. Now I have to find the statistic Z. Z is x bar minus mu by sigma by n, which is equal to 10 minus 9.5, mu is 9.5 by sigma is 3.5 by root 50. I will be getting 0.5 by 0.495, which is equal to 1.01. Okay. Now this Z is less than 1.96. Where is this 1.96 coming from? From this table. We already found the table for Z. We found the table Z at 5% significance is 1.96. So you can remember. So Z is 1.96. So the given value 1.01 is less than 1.96. When Z is less than 1.96 or Z is less than Z alpha by 2, my null hypothesis is accepted. So we conclude that companies claim that the new petrol consumption is 9.5 is acceptable. Okay. Read the sum. In the sum itself, you will be getting all the data. For my H0, I will take that last problem statement as my H0. So obviously my H1 will become the opposite of H0. Then with the value of Z, I can say whether I can accept H0 or I can reject H0. Okay. Coming to the next example. A manufacturer of ball pens. Ball pens means like this pen. Okay. Has a mean writing life of 400 pages. So mean life is 400 with a standard deviation of 20 pages. Okay. A purchasing agent selects a sample of 100 pens. So he will select 100 pens and put them for rest or for the test. The mean writing life for that sample is 390. So should the purchasing agent reject the manufacturers at 1% level? That is, my significance level is 1%. Now what I will be doing is, my sample size is 100, so n equal to 100. My sample mean is 390 pages. The sample mean, for the mean of the sample is 90. So population mean is 400. The total population mean is 400. My standard deviation is 20 pages, which is given. All the details are there. My level of significance is 1%. So I am going to apply the Z test. So what will be my H0? My H0 is, I have to accept. So my H0 is mu is equal to 400. Okay. And my H1 will be mu is not equal to 400. Okay. Why I am going to take mu is equal to 400? Because there is no significant difference between the sample mean and the population mean. Is it not? No big difference between 390 and 400. So I can very well take like mu is equal to 400 itself. Level of significance is 0.01. Now applying the testing, I will apply the formula, that is mu x bar minus mu by sigma by root 10. Finally my Z is happening to be mod Z is equal to be 5. Okay, what is my Z alpha by 2? What is my Z alpha by 2 at 1% significance? At 1% significance, my Z is 2.58. So that is what I am going to use here. It is 2.58. Whereas my mod Z is 5. So this is greater than. So my null hypothesis is rejected. That means my mu cannot be 400. So the manufacturer's claim is rejected. Okay. Now the same problems are repeated like in example 8.16, 8.17. Okay. We will read that later, but we will now, as of now, we'll go to the exercise number 14, problem number 14. All these theory questions I will mark and give in a separate video. Okay, 8.1 and 8.2, the theory questions I will mark and give it in a separate video. As of now, I am going to the problems in 8.2, problem number 14. Okay, so problem number 14, it says a sample of 100 items. So my number of items is equal to 100. Okay, now the mean value is 4. SD is 3 and the sample's mean value is 63.5. Okay. Now with this data, shall we go ahead with the calculations? Okay. So I will be going here. What is that? My n equal to 100 sample size, or x bar is equal to 3.5. That is the sample mean. Okay. And 1 minute. My sample mean should be 3.5. In the question they have given 63.5. You have to make it as 3.5 because the mu is equal to 4. So the variation should be only less. It should not be more than that. So 3.5 and mu is equal to 4. So population SD they have given as 3. SD is equal to 3. Now what will be my null hypothesis? My null hypothesis H0. I am going to take mu is equal to 4. I am going to take the sample mean and the population mean as both together as 4 only. So alternate hypothesis, it will not be equal to 4. My level of significance, they have not given. So I will assume for 5%. Okay, I will assume for 5%. So it will be 0.05. So what from the table value for 5% it is 1.96. So my Z variate, I will calculate x bar minus mu by this formula. So 3.5 minus 4 by 3 by root 100 is minus 1.677. Mod Z means I will be taking only the positive value. This value is less than 1.96. So at 5% level of significance, H0 is accepted. Okay. Now this particular question, this particular type of question was asked for 5 marks. Okay. Now how will we give the marks allocation is, first for null hypothesis 1 mark, alternate hypothesis 1 mark, all is detail is for 1 mark, all the given is 1 mark, so 3 marks. Then for this calculation of Z along with the level of significance together will be carrying 1 mark, and the final conclusion is going to be 1 mark. So this is comparatively very easy. Only thing is you have to remember this 1.96 or the table values, and then you can proceed. You can start writing the data. For writing the data itself you will be getting a mark. So you can very well attempt these type of questions even though if it is not from the book. Even if it is a creative question, you can directly or you can very boldly you can start answering. Okay. Now coming to the 15th question. The sample here is 400 individuals. The mean height of the sample is 67.47. Okay. What the population mean they have given is 67.39. The standard deviation is 1.30. Okay. Now we have to check whether we can accept it or not. Okay. When they are not giving the level of significance, you can directly take this 5%. So first question or the first part is H naught. H naught I consider mu as 67.39 itself. The population mean itself I will take as a sample mean. Alternate hypothesis it will be not equal to. According to my level of significance it is 0.05 I assume. So I find out the Z variate. Finally I get 1.2308. Now for 0.05 my Z is 1.96. So my calculated Z is less than 1.96. So my H naught is accepted. Okay. And finally you have to write the answer. So the sample with the mean height of 67.39 is accepted. Okay. Then coming to the 16th question. The average score on a national aptitude test is 76. National aptitude. So the population. The population SD is 8. The sample size is 100. Okay. State students. And the sample mean is 72. The level of significance they have given as 0.05. So the null hypothesis first will be mu is equal to 76. What? I will take the population mean itself as 76. Alternate hypothesis mu is not equal to 76. Find out my Z. Z is -5 or Z is mod Z is 5. From the table we know it is 1.96. My Z is mod Z is greater than 1.96. So H naught is rejected. So I am going to reject my H naught. So I will say H1 is accepted. So I can conclude that there is a difference between the state scores and the national scores. Okay. Coming to the 17th problem, I am going to say 17th problem. The population mean is given as 1800. Standard deviation is given as 100. The sample mean is given 1850. Sample size is 50. Significance level also they are given 0.01. So the null hypothesis you know mu is equal to the population mean you take it as. Then mu should not be equal to 1800. That is my alternate hypothesis. What is my Z? X bar minus mu by sigma by root 10. I will be getting it as 3.536. Now my table value that is 2.33. Why I am going for one side test? You can take for two also, no problem. It will be 2.33. Okay, Z alpha is 2.33 and here my mod Z is greater than Z alpha. So I am going to reject my H naught and H1 is accepted. Okay, so the new technique has increased the breaking strength of the cable. So at 1.01% level of significance. Okay. So you slowly go through this topic, go through all the examples. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Okay. In the next class, I will go ahead with the 9th unit. Okay. Thank you.